gets answered here. Good afternoon, Evolution family. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. It's a little bit after 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service, and we're still Zooming here. Just giving you an update. I walked into. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm doing good, Jose. How you doing today?
Just so you guys know, I walked into the media center, our new media center, and it's almost there, almost there. So we should be seeing some progress here in the next couple of days, and hopefully by next week, hopefully we'll be in there soon, and that's going to be really a lot of fun because we'll be able to play around with some things and some cameras and some groovy stuff, right? Right, Amanda? Some
Yeah,
groovy stuff.
some festive things.
I want to welcome all the agents around all of our markets to this training, and this is a good training. This training is called Booking Groups and Group Contracts, what you need to know. So let's just go to the very next slide. Oh, wait, my thing's not working now. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Okay, there's that. There's that. There we go. There we go. You just got to give it a little tweak to it. Yeah, today is Wednesday, December 3rd. If you guys want a copy of this PowerPoint, please just email me at the end of the presentation. I'll give you my email address. Like I said, this is important information. And you guys have just finished doing a webinar training with Susan Crichton of ALG, ALG Vacations, Apple Leisure Group Vacations. You guys book a ton of groups with them. So this is, some more icing on the cake, what you need to know and how to properly present it and how to get the contracts and then all that other stuff. So we're going to be going through this stuff. If you have any questions, save them for the end. And like I said, if you want to copy this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. Just to review, if you are new and you don't know about groups, there's several webinar trainings here, and Amanda will be providing these links for you in the comments room of your Facebook page that you should go and look at, and also share this with your other family members and team members of your Evolution family. Booking Groups Land and Sea, that's a real good one to watch. How to book group cruises, and that's with Peggy. Peggy Hape is our group cruise coordinator. We're going to be talking about her in this training. And also group cruise conducting, making more commission. You guys kind of forget about that, how you can use that to make more commission but like you just get your group but you can make more commission. Yeah. And that's one of the great ones about it is group cruise conducting, how to make more commission on that. And that's a real good one too. So Amanda will be providing those links. Booking Groups and Group Contracts 2025 update. We do this once a year, and it's important information that you need to know. All right. So like I said, if you need a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation and I'll send one on your way there. Okay. I just want to talk a little bit about this because it is ALG week, Apple Leisure Group week, and that this special ends tomorrow. And this is about groups. Okay. Go big with your groups. Go big with your group. You get up to $1,250 credit plus perks plus price guarantee. It's the biggest group offer of the year. Don't miss out. If you are working with groups right now at ALG, here's another thing, guys. Excuse me. I'm talking about too many agents calling me. Jose, I present my quote. Jose, and nothing. I'm not getting. They're saying that's nice. That's well. You got to put a sales element on it. On your flyers, on your stuff. Why do you think we show you where the deals are? We show you that so you can put that information on your bookings. You just can't go, well, here's the quote, boom, goodbye. No, there's got to be like what? Royal Caribbean was, and I think Royal Caribbean has a flash sale that's ending tomorrow, $950 off. That's what's going to draw the client to go, wow, you got me that? Let's book it. Yeah, because it's going to end tomorrow. So you got to start using the sales elements. This is so important. And you guys should go, no, I just go to ALG. I'm in FunJet, and you're not using Steal of a Deal, Black Friday, up to $1,000, up to $1,000 off. Come on. We're giving you the incentives to make that package look great. There's nothing really boring than a cake with no ice cream, no icing on it, right? Right, Amanda? Did you get my analogy on that? You see a pound cake with no icing on it, you're like, nah, it's a pound cake. But if you put like frosting and cherries and and you go, Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I want a slice of that.
It's all about presentation, like you're saying.
Yeah, it is. And we're giving you those tools. And I go, so I was talking to this agent, I go, aren't you doing that? She goes, no. Why not? I said, so I emailed her where the deals are, and hopefully she'll start using those deals. You guys, we have deals that are coming to us that are exclusively for Archer Evolution agents. Do you know how much? I mean, I know my guys down at triple blah blah blah. They don't get that. They just don't. That's what, so use it. Come on. Okay, let's review a little bit about group travel and what it is and everything. What is group travel? Group travel refers to a travel with a group arranged by an outside company or organization, or travel with a group of friends and family that have been organized. Some groups are small, private, and escorted, while others are large. So know how it works. All right. Like group guided tours is different than a group cruise, right? We know that. So I hope you know that. Types of groups, right? There's family reunion. That's a big one. You guys book a lot of that. Destination weddings, you guys do a lot of that. Church and journey. You guys used to do some more of that. Company event, music and dance event, anniversary special events, school events, sports, youth sports. You guys book a ton of youth sports around everywhere. I mean, you do from the Southwest to the Midwest to the upper Northeast. You guys are always going from Boston to New Jersey for a soccer tournament, and then from New Jersey to Chicago for a cheer element. So there you go. The major thing about working groups, and you guys, I don't know why you don't do this. I say this in all my group trainings: get help. Get help. Remember, this is not the only booking that you're working. You also have the Johnsons that are going on the Carnival Jubilee, and you got the Millers going on the Carnival Mardi Gras. You got somebody going on the Icon. You got other bookings that you're working, and now you have 50 people you got to book for. That's a lot of work. Get somebody to help you from that party. We always say that when we talk about, how to book groups, whether it's cruise or land, is get some help from that. And usually it should be from, the client's associate. Like if it's a mom and dad, the daughter or the niece or somebody to help you grab all the paperwork that you need, all the passports, all the information, that will help you much quicker than you calling up 50 people. I'm trying to save you time because you also have other bookings you have to work and that you have to prep for. So get help. I need help. Right, Amanda? I shouldn't say.
No, you're all good, Jose.
All right, what makes a group? Remember the 10-10-8 rule. It's a 10-10-8 rule. Remember this, 10-10-8. For hotel, land, or resorts, all-inclusive resorts, or any type of hotel that's on the land, you need 10 rooms, double occupancy. That means 2 people. For air, you need 10 passengers. That's all you need. Cruise, you need 8 cabins, double occupancy. Now, this is changing. There's been a little bit of change in some of the cruise lines, like they're going, no, now we'll do 6, or some of them might go 10, but generally it's 8 cabins at double occupancy. Okay. The cutoff date. Remember about the cutoff date. We're going to talk about the cutoff date here in a minute. Okay. So let me just grab a piece of some water. Okay. Archer travel tips for groups. Well, first off, if you're a new agent, and you're booking your first booking, you really should contact us just to make sure everything's correct. Whether it's a cruise or whether it's, going to Vegas with air and hotel and car, that we'll review that booking for you, make sure that it's correct. We would rather you do that first. That way we can make sure that, number one, you're getting paid commission. Number two, that everything's okay, that it looks right. I don't know how many times you guys send out bookings and itineraries that I go, you booked them with a 12-hour layover in San Francisco. What are you thinking? 12 hours? Come on. You got to look at this stuff. You got to, when you get, the booking back to you from, let's say, Apple Vacations or FunJet, look at it. Look at the itinerary. Look at the air. Look where they're going. Make sure they're going to the correct airport. Don't just go, oh, well, here it is. Bye. See ya. You need me to have your credit card. No, you have to sit down with the client and follow up and go through it all. All right, now let's talk about groups. All group contracts, hotel and cruise, must be approved by Archer Travel. Have to be approved by Archer Travel. I don't know how many new agents go, well, I'm new and I just booked 30 people at the Marriott in Cleveland and I didn't know I was supposed to. Well, what do you mean? So again, I need senior leadership to step it up and help us with your teams to make sure that they make that commission. Because let me tell you something, that contract for the 30 rooms at the Marriott in Cleveland, I'm sure that it was at net pricing, and she's going to get zero commission. And she's going to do all that work for zero commission. The reason why we have the contracts reviewed is, first off, we want to make sure, number one, again, that you're getting paid commission, because you guys aren't used to seeing these. And I want to show you some of them here in a couple of minutes. So the email for group contracts at archertravel.com, that's for land. Okay. Now, number three, do you know the client of the group? Be very careful here. Again, if you live in, El Paso, Texas, and you're an agent and someone from, Madison, Wisconsin's looking for, it's like, I found you on the internet. I got a good one. You know what, Amanda? We talked about that thing from Travel Leaders Agent Universe about the honeymooners looking for a Zoom call.
Oh, yes. All the spam and fraud happening out there to be careful of.
Yeah, we got it. We got one of those. We got an actual email, not from Travel Leaders. Now it's an email. And I'm going to show you guys that on Friday. I'm going to show you, be aware of this. I know it looks great, but it was so funny. I mean, red flags. I got red flags right away because I went, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. You're young honeymooners and you're looking for, we want to go to, they wanted to go to Miami. And we hear it's great. And she didn't give us any dates. I'm going, but wait a minute, if you're young, right, you're Gen Zers, don't you guys know the internet in and out? I mean, can't you look at, I was like, what? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. When you look at stuff like that, that doesn't make sense. So don't fall victim to it, okay? So do you know the client for the group? Make sure you do. If it's a referral, fine. If it's a relative, fine. If it's a friend from another friend, that's fine, but know them. All right, from Susie. For group air, never, 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 never go to the carrier. In other words, if you got, like, let's say I got a choir group that's going from, Chicago to Los Angeles, and I called, they want group air. So I called United and I told them, no, don't ever do that. If you want group air, you contact us. All right. So contact booking group air through us here at Archer Travel. Don't be calling them and giving them the IATA number or anything. All right. So there, that's that. All right. Let's go to that. All right. Archer Travel recommends domestic USA. Now, listen very carefully. Okay. This is two things. We have domestic USA booking groups in local hotels. This is like your post and pre-night hotels for your cruises, the youth sports, anything in the domestic United States you want to book with local hotels. Now for international, which includes your all-inclusive markets in Mexico, the Caribbean, Central America, Europe, FITs, Asia, you book with preferred suppliers. We have found out that this is better to deal with because then you're getting into an issue, number one, of currency exchange. If you're taking a group of people, 30 people from, let's say Los Angeles, and they're going to Rome for the Easter holidays to be in Rome, and they have, you want to do that with an American supplier that deals with US dollars, and they will take care of you on that. And the preferred suppliers that are for that are Vax ALG, and I guess Travel Impressions with that, Pleasant Holidays, Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations. So remember that. Again, domestic USA, you book directly with the hotel, with the local hotel. Example here would be the cheerleading team is going from Texas to Las Vegas for the big competition in Las Vegas. You will call the MGM Grand and ask for a block of rooms and create that, and they'll send you a contract. Okay. All right, let's go to this location. For the U.S. hotel groups, this is important. This is really important. A lot of this also, you guys do a lot of destination weddings with this in the domestic United States. Like you go to, people from Arizona. Oh yeah, we're going to a destination wedding in Colorado. We're going to, blah, 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 Colorado Springs. Okay, one of the things that you want to do is you want to book that hotel group as close to possible to where the event is happening. You don't want to book, the Marriott that's 45 minutes away from where the wedding is. That's horrible. And that's why, and then again, you want to do this as soon as possible, because let's say that you do have a group, but let's say it's during the holidays, or let's say that it's during a busy time of the year, like the 4th of July, or um, or let's say that the area in Colorado Springs is having their big, beer and wine summer fest, and everybody's in town. So you want to make sure that you get that group, reservations earlier, sooner than later. Don't wait. But again, you want to book the hotel group as close as possible to where the event is happening. Book with breakfast included, especially if you're doing with youth sports. This will save you economically for the coaches, and that way they have something. They're already full with food, and then go out and then run off and play and do whatever they do in youth sports, or do the cheerleading or whatever, or play baseball or soccer or whatever. Set up a cutoff date. Now they're going to give you a cutoff date for you, and that is usually 60 days. It depends on the hotel brand. It's usually like 60 days before you arrive with your group. But you want to give that, because people are always late with their payments. You can't just say, so if the hotel gives you a cutoff date of September 15th, you want to tell the client this cutoff date is September 1 or August 30th. Because 9 times out of 10, there'll be people go, oh man, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't get paid till next Friday. I mean, can you give me yeah, I can wait. That way they give you some cushion to get all the rest of the reservations and the bookings done. Okay, give yourself 2 weeks. Qualify before contract. What must be known? And again, I don't know why, between Mike's training and what I tell you guys, this is a sit down. This, if you like to talk and if you're excited about the locations and about being, a travel, how can I say this? A travel genie, and providing, your clients with an opportunity to make their dreams come true, because that's what we do. That's what we do. But you guys, no, I sent them the form, Jose. They emailed me back a form. I'm like, who does that? Now I know some people in the company have that, but I'm like, that's shooting you in the foot. You got to make time for your clients. They will make time for you. That's part of the value that you bring into your business, is that kind of special quality. I'm saying, we show you follow up, if you got this family, right? Look at this photograph. Look at this. They're going on the cruise for the first time. They need to know things. Mom and dad need to know what they need to do. They need to know what's going to happen on the cruise. Should they bring up dress up clothes? Yes. What if they didn't know that? What if you just like, okay, yeah, see ya. Have a good time on the cruise. Bye. They're going to come back. They're going to be so dejected going, you didn't tell us there was formal night. You didn't tell us there was this, there was that, see? And you guys know this. And that, I don't know what you're busy going, oh, I got to get this booking, this one. They will give you more bookings if you treat them like that. And then you just keep going and going and going. All right. So let's go through this. What must be known? Type of travel. Is it hotel or cruise for the group? Date and destination. How many people? And we take this into consideration right now. Kids, seniors, any special needs. Okay. Room categories for the group. How many 1 master bedroom kings? How many balcony cabins do you need? How many double queens do you want? We need to know that. This is what makes us different. I speak to a lot of hotel people, and they go, man, when an Arch Revolution agent calls, they have it down. They're like, okay, this is what I need. I want a group block, and I need, 10 1 master bedroom suites. I need, 5 double queens. I need 1 handicap access room. And they go, yeah, okay, great. We have that all available. Instead of, oh, I don't know that. I don't know. You got to get that. How many people, kids and seniors room category. What type of events will there be? And there usually are events. Is there a meet and greet on the first night? Is there a special banquet dinner that they all want to have and share together? Do they want any audio-visual components? Because we want to show slides of, Aunt Mary and Uncle Charlie back in 1972 at the barbecue or at the pool. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So know that. Must have a commitment and room cabin breakdown. Okay. Say, okay, you ready? Okay, now, and how do I get that commitment? I always tell the client, say, listen, send your invitations out and say, we need to know by a certain date. So for example, let's say that we're now in December and I want to do a group cruise in September of 2026. All right. I would send out my invitations now and say, hey, everybody, we're going to have a family reunion on the Carnival Jubilee out of Galveston, Texas. Who wants to go? It's because, it's Grandpa Charlie and Grandpa and Grandma Mary. They've been together 85 years and blah, blah, blah. And we're all going to go. Okay. Send the email blast out and tell us what cabin category you want. Okay. Then as you get the email and say, here's the cutoff date. The cutoff date you have until February 1st, gives you still plenty of time. We need to know by February 1st who's coming and who's not. That way you have the commitment and they're ready to drop a deposit and you have the cabin breakdown. Group is ready to make the deposit. Special needs, special needs, special needs. Don't fall into this trap. Okay. And you have to really be really honest with the client about this and going, listen, because especially on family reunions, people haven't seen each other in 25, 30 years. And, and now all of a sudden, Aunt Mary shows up at the cruise terminal in Galveston and she's in a walker or a wheelchair. And you're like, oh my God, no, nobody told me this. We have to get a handicap access room for her if it's available. So make sure you know these things, if anybody's autistic, if anybody needs oxygen, any of that. Do the clients have passports and validity on them? Again, this is really important, especially if you're doing the all-inclusive, destination weddings. There's nothing worse. And now on top of that, you guys, that there are islands in the Pacific, in the Caribbean that are asking for entry fee. That digital entry fee that we always talk about, the electronic travel thing that they have now. So make sure you have that. Make sure you check on that, especially if you're going to St. Lucia or Aruba or any of the smaller islands. Then once you have all that and you're ready to go, then go to the hotel, land supplier, or the cruise line. Okay. Things never to do. Never quote net rates pricing. Now, what I mean by this is the hotels are sneaky. They are sneaky. Okay. They will give you here's a quote. Here's a quote. Shh. Oh, wow, it's really cheaper. Yeah, those are net rates. They're non-commissionable, but you don't see them. She just says, here's the quote. Go ahead and sign it. Okay. And you look at it, it says net rates, non-commissionable. That's not what I want. That's why you send the contract to us. Okay. So once you get the quote, make sure you send it to us first so we can tell you, okay, go ahead and give that to the client. Always quote gross rates. Gross has the commission on them. Okay. So you always want to quote gross rates. And this is in regards to cruises too. I don't know why you guys in the cruise lines, and this is where they get you. Because you guys go, oh my God, you call up Carnival or Royal or Norwegian. Oh man, that's just too high. Well, I can get it cheaper for you. The customer service, I can get it cheaper for you. We'll charge net rates and you get nothing. And then you receive no commission. So make sure of that. And never, 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 never sign any contract. I don't know why. Okay. And listen, I get contracts that have already been signed. I'm going, why did you send it? There's nothing I can do about it now. You're sending me contracts already signed. No, you send me a contract that you just got from the sales rep or the cruise line and send it to me. Okay. Then nothing's been signed on it. So that way we can check it for you to make sure that you get paid your due diligent commission. Okay. All right. When to go to the hotel cruise line supplier for a contract. First, you have the commitment from the group. They're ready to drop a deposit. You have the room list already. Have the room cabin inventory of the group ready to go. If booking into a group cruise, you contact Archer Travel Peggy at commissions department. This is important. Just as I and Susie on the land, we check all the land. Peggy takes care of all the not only is she the group cruise coordinator, she's also the cruise coordinator, and she handles all of those contracts. Now, it's very important that you do this correctly. One of the things I have to harp on, and Peggy and I, and we're still getting them. We still get 2 or 3. Well, it's less now than it used to be, but we're getting too many warnings, minor policy interventions from Carnival on groups because you're booking, kids across from the parents, or you can't have children alone in a room in a cabin. It has to have adult, supervision. And you book 2 people and it's the 2 kids. And Carnival's like going, no, that ain't going to happen. You're in minor policy violation. And if you don't take care of that right away, If the inventory is not available, it can get really ugly really quick, and they'll cancel the booking and they lose the money. So be aware of this when you're starting to birth the cabins. That you want to put, now you can do, and I think this is right. You can have 2 kids in one cabin with an interlocking room, a room divider. They can go in and out, and the parents in the other. You can do that, but you just can't have, the parents on one side of the hallway and the kids across. No, that ain't gonna work. And so really be careful with that one. All right, number 1 rule: all contracts, hotel, cruise must be approved by Archer Travel. Must be approved by Archer Travel. Don't sign anything, just send it to us. Don't sign anything, just send it to us. Okay? Whether it's cruise or land. Who is the contract with? Okay, let's make sure we understand this. The contract will be with either like the hotel, all-inclusive resort, like Riu, Hard Rock, Breathless, Secrets, Dreams, cruise line. Okay, it'll be Royal, Carnival, Norwegian, supplier, right? The contract will be with the supplier. It could be, Funjet Vacations, Apple Leisure Group, Apple Vacations, Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations, and the client, customer, leader of the group, organization, family, sports group, and school. Okay. Again, the contract's with the hotel, cruise line supplier, and it's with the client, customer, leader of the group of the organization, family, sports group, and school, etc. Now, let me stop here. Now, some of you are thinking, yeah, Jose, but I'm taking a group out. I'm taking a group cruise out, and it's my group. Okay, that's different. When it's your group, that's okay, because you're setting up the pre and post nights. We understand that. But you don't want to have it started with Archer Travel. We've seen too many contracts going, here's the sports group that's going to the soccer tournament, and on it says, who's the client? Archer Travel, and our address. No, it is the sports group. It's the sports coach and his organization, ABC Soccer Organization of Pierre, Illinois, blah, 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 blah. His email, his address, everything. Okay, so again, remember that. Archer Travel, I remember seeing one contract. It was a destination wedding in Venice, and it was like I went, oh, this is interesting. I guess Ron and I are going to Venice for a wedding because it looks like our name's right on top of it, that we're the client. And it said Archer Travel and everybody, and that all of Archer Travel was going to go to Venice for the destination wedding. Well, that's pretty sweet. Excuse me. Okay, so the Archer Evolution agent is the travel agent of record. Archer Travel is the travel agency of record. Okay. What must be on the contract? I'm going to let you guys take a screenshot of this because this is important. On the contracts that deal with domestic hotels and domestic USA hotels, this line must be on there. Okay. Also on some other international stuff, but we will let you know when it has to be in the contract. But the majority of the contracts in the United States for the smaller groups, that they do groups in the USA, it says this. Now, when you're doing stuff like with, Apple Leisure Group and AA Vacations and Delta, it's already, because they're preferred, so we already know we're going to get our commission with this. But the commission rate of whatever it is, whatever percentage of commission will be paid to Archer Travel and the IATA number. So that must be there. So make sure you take a screenshot of that. Tell the client what's in the contract. Once you get the contract, excuse me, and I say to you, okay, it's ready to go. What you need to do here is you need to sit down with your client and go through each term. I know some agents that even have the client initial at the bottom of the page of the contract, which is good. Talk to them about the cancellation policy. Talk to them about the attrition. Make sure they understand the contract. Okay? Tip: don't let the hotel folks rush you to sign. I'll share you an example. It's I called some Holiday Inn in Reno, Nevada for a soccer tournament, and I called them on Monday, and the salesperson said, "Well, here's the contract. We need, those rates are good until Wednesday." They're going to try that kind of thing to make you hurry up and get it signed because they want you to sign it so they have something legally binding. No, just say, you know what, I'll get it to you when I get it to you. This tournament's not until September, so I don't think it's going to be, that I have to worry about it. But don't let them rush you into signing it. Let's talk about attrition. When you hear that word attrition, Inform the client of attrition. What is attrition? An attrition clause in the contract is its commitment to pay for a specific number of rooms. And should your numbers decrease, this reduction of numbers may require a payment as a penalty. Make sure the client group leader understands this clause. Now, this is where you really have to sit down with the client and go, listen, I know you wanted to have 60 rooms for this wedding, but I can't. I mean, we only got 20 invites back. Nobody wants to go to your. I know that's a bad example, huh, Amanda? I know that's really bad. Nobody wants to go to your wedding. No, but you know what I mean. Some people think, real grandiose. Oh yeah, we need to have 100 rooms. We need to have 100 cabins, and usually only maybe 40 cabins is what they need. So be real specific with the number of clients that your client wants, the number of rooms that they want or cabins, because they could get dinged. The majority of the time the hotels work with you on this, and also the cruise line saying, okay, no, it's all right. We'll give you up to this date. After that, we'll take the rest of the inventory, because it'll be about maybe 3 months before the group actually travels, like 90 days before. So they'll say, okay, no, we still have plenty of time to sell out our other rooms, but make sure that you guys understand that. And okay, let me go back here and talk about this. Now, what happens here is that you guys try to be sneaky. Well, Jose, I'm gonna call blah 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 in Punta Cana. Whatever they call it. What's one of the brands over there? Let's see, not Ryu, but the Bountiful all-inclusive resort, blah 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 blah. And they start giving you everything, but that's where the attrition gets really high, is with these international group bookings. So that's why we always say work with the U.S. suppliers, our preferred suppliers, can get you the same rates, and they'll make it that much work. But it's a lot cheaper over there. But then why do you guys want to make it cheaper? If you make it cheaper, you make less money. You make less commission. Attrition and cancellation. Both hotels and planners hate this topic. Book a group when you're sure it is happening. There's nothing worse than, oh yeah, we're going to have this big conference and blah, 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 and it doesn't happen. Contract an extended decision date if you're not sure. Contract should have a sliding scale of cancellation dates. The penalty increases as the cancellation date approaches the event date. This is true for even hotel bookings. You guys know this, okay? Usually a hotel, if it's just on a plane booking, let's say you have at the Bellagio in Vegas, okay? You have a one master bedroom king. You have 24 to 48 hours to cancel without any penalties. And then after that, you get dinged. So make sure your client knows that. Contracts, okay. Tell the hotel if it is a continuing education block or promotional block. Ask for a courtesy or no attrition block. You can do that. Some hotels will do that too. So, go in there. Okay, I'm going to show you some contracts now. These are like what the contracts look like. And I know because we're on Zoom, I'm in the corner here, that you can't really see this, but I did enlarge this. But this is one, I want to show this to you. This is from Homes 2 Suites by Hilton. And this is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And this is for a wedding. Now, what I've done here is I've blocked out the personal information of the Jacobs, like the contract address and phone number and things like that. So I wanted you to see this. Now, as you can see, it's pretty easy. All right. We got 10 rooms. All right. When you look at the room block information, and we're only going to be there for 2 nights, and the rate's pretty sweet. Okay. But one of the things that's really great about this contract is everything's correct. In other words, that the account that this contract is with Jacobs Turns Wedding, not Archer Travel, not Ron Archer, not Jose Lambert, not anything. We're just a travel agency of record. And then if you see right below that where it says room block information, let's go to the next slide. Here, see what I mean? So in this first box, this is who the contract is with. In the second box, which is right below where it said room block, as you can see here, it says this: 7% of actual size room block revenue paid to Archer Travel Service and our IATA number. Okay, that's the type of terminology we want in this contract. Let me show you another contract. This is with the Fairfield by Marriott. Now, this is a soccer tournament, okay? And as you can see, this is in Fort Lauderdale. And this is 12 rooms, and it's like a 2-night stay. No, it's 1-night stay. And here's all the information. And then if you see here where it says, if you look down the contract, it says special concessions, but I'm going to show you a close-up of that. So as you can see, let's take a look at here. In the top boxes, you can see the group contract is with Christine Piper. She's one of either the group president of the sports group or whatever. That's who the contract is with. Okay. And then as you can see in special concessions, look what it says there. 7% commission payable to Archer Travel Services, IATA number 05824840. This is what must be done in this. Okay. So there, I've showed you two examples of the correct way. Now let me show you an example of the bad way. This is Susie and I did this one. Okay. As you can see, this is a group sales agreement. And right off that, we have a contract with Susie's Travel and Susie's Travel Agency on Travel Road in Travel City. And there's the phone number. No, 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 no. Why? Susie's not going on this trip. Here's another reason why you want to have the contact information there of the correct person. Sometimes the hotels aren't ready for the group. They may be coming out of a holiday weekend. They could have had a snowstorm. Some of the staff isn't there. They need to contact the group leader saying, you know what? Not all your rooms will be ready right at 3 o'clock. We need more time. Or something happened with the meet and greet is not, we had to change the room from the Lincoln room to down to the Jefferson room. See, that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that contact information and that's who the contact is. And as you can see here, there's no mention here about commission at all. All right. So there's that. There's some examples of some contracts. Dealing with your preferred suppliers for land. This is what you're going to deal with if you have preferred suppliers. Now, you can book groups in Expedia Tap. They have a hotel planners group there. You can use them, but then you guys split the commission. If you want to do that, that's fine. It's up to you, but you can do that there. You have Vax ALG, Delta Vacations, Pleasant Holidays, AA Vacations, Archer Evolution agent signs contract. It must be approved by Archer Travel. Remember that. These four are the main ones that you book the all-inclusive resorts, the destination weddings, the group travel to Europe, that kind of thing. So that's why I'm saying Archer Evolution agent signs the contract. With these, you sign the contract. Okay. So when you're working with Apple Vacations, they're going to send you a contract and they're going to now let's talk about this. When you do this, when you get something from Apple Vacations or FunJet and they send you the contract, they want you to sign it. Okay, fine. What you need to do is sit down with the client and again, go through everything, have them initial it, and then have that client co-sign it. You hold on to that contract, keep it for your record, and then you take the one that Apple sent you and you sign that one, with auto pen or whatever, sign it and then send it back to them. That way the client knows that what he's up for and what he should be responsible for. Okay. Booking groups outside the United States. When using preferred suppliers, ALG, Delta, these suppliers want the agent to sign contract, client co-signs. We just talked about that. Booking groups inside the United States. When using preferred Archer suppliers, Delta, Pleasant Holidays, American, these suppliers want the agent to sign the contract, client co-sign. For U.S. groups, ALG, VAX use groups and groupies. Be sure to mention I raised the bar thing. Oh, that's something from a long time ago. Susan wanted me to plug. Just remember, domestic USA, you let the client sign. Anything international, anything through the preferred suppliers, you have to sign it and the client co-sign it. How do I get my commission? Well, we've been talking about that the last several months on group commissions. There's, if you don't know how to fill out the group commission tracking form in Commissions Hub in your Evolution Travel Agent website, sign in, go to the Commissions Hub. You'll see a webinar training there, or email me and I'll send it to you. The following information, so let's say, well, you're waiting for the commission, okay? Instead of calling us up asking where it is, if you're seeing that it hasn't been paid yet, then call the hotel and ask the following. Can I get the booking reservation? Okay, and give the following information to the Archer Travel Commissions Department. The booking reservation number, check is coming from what hotel, the amount on the check, and the dates of travel. Really simple. So just say, hey, you know what? Can you check on this booking reservation? It was a Hyatt. It was a cheerleading team, and it was 30 rooms. And here's the booking reservation number. The check's coming from the Hyatt in San Antonio, Texas, down by the Riverwalk. The amount of the check, I think, is like $850. And the dates of travel. That way, they can find that much better. Okay. Review. Majority of the time, Evo agent never signs a contract. Agent signs a contract with preferred land suppliers by request, which is ALG, VAX, and all that. All contracts, cruise, land must be approved by Archer Travel. Group contracts at Archer Travel is for the land. Peggy H at Archer Travel is for cruise. All contracts, cruise and land are with client. Group, not Archer Travel. Or all contracts, cruise, land are with the client, not Archer Travel or the Evolution agent. Okay. I know new agents get so, oh yeah, I got my first group. So I booked 50 people to go to Cleveland. Are you going? No. Then why's your name on the contract? Because I was so excited. No, and it's my company. No, it's Jose's travel company. And no, I'm not going. So don't be putting your name on it. It's whoever the client is. All contracts must have commission to be paid to Archer Travel. Agents sign with preferred suppliers by request. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Wait. I did want to go back. Remember this, you guys. This ends tomorrow. Again, this is some great up to $1,250 credit and perks for price guarantee. It's the biggest group offer of the year. This ends tomorrow. It's been running all fall. Again, if you're booking anything in FunJet, I don't think Group B's is doing this. I don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments room. But again, Apple Vacations, FunJet, Travel Impressions, all those guys are doing it on this one. This is from Vax ALG Vacations. Okay. And there is the email address if you want to copy this PowerPoint. That's all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. Okay, Amanda, any questions? No?
Okay, I don't
ahead.
I don't see any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you guys, please share this information. This is important information with your teams, especially if you're starting to book out a lot of groups. Use this information. If you have any questions, if you need any review, any type of anything, just give us a call. There's the phone number. There's my email address. Again, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint. All right, join us tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you, how was Susan's ALG webinar training? How was that?
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. Thanks to everyone who joined. Also, we had winners of prizes, which was the big prize was the 3-night stay at an RIU resorts and hotel. So that was pretty cool.
Wow. So somebody enjoyed that webinar. That's a pretty cool thing. All right, everybody, listen, join us on Friday. We got some good things. Friday going to be happening. Tomorrow's a lot of international stuff. We have some things happening I think Spain is happening tomorrow. No, Mexico and the UK is tomorrow. And then on Friday, join me as we wrap up the week, and we're going to be giving away some stuff. And we're also going to be teasing about a new supplier that we have, a transportation supplier called Rollzo. And we're going to show them some videos of that. And I'm going to set you up for next week. I'm Jose Labrador of Archer Travel Service. You all have a wonderful night. I'll see you on Friday.